why aren't young men going to college? So everybody here in my chat is a college dropout and failed at life and failed at school. So I thought this would be a good video to watch. Not me. Bro, y'all are dropouts just like me. Community college is peak. I don't understand why people look at community college like a bad thing or like a up thing to do. I feel like it's more normal now, but before, bro, it used to be like, ugh, you're going to community college, bro? Damn, bro, you failed at life. No cap. Like, you could easily go to community college and then just transfer and then finish and then pay like half to none. I literally did community college, dude, and I paid nothing for it. I think I got a scholarship or something, and their school just offered it for free. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. But yeah, I feel like nowadays, bro, it's like, dude, bro, what is the purpose in going to college when you hear everybody that goes to college ends up looking for a job, having to settle with some bullshit, and then just can't find a job and has to keep with that bullshit for like years. I feel like the reason why though is because like for the longest men were going, you know, not actually to say it's 100% true, but like women literally just, it wasn't a normal thing for them to go to college. And now that they have the opportunity, they're now like going and stuff. Compared to men, were able to go to college for like hundreds of years or whatever before. And like now, some men see it as like, you know, kind of useless because there's no point. I think most people nowadays know that you don't really need a college degree to be successful and stuff. College ain't worth it if you don't do well in school. That actually isn't true. As long as you have a degree, they don't give a f. Like, it's not like a future employer is going to be like, oh, you got a C in this class? Hell nah. Dude, they don't care, bro. They really just look if you have a degree and your connections. I'm gonna tell you all right now, honestly, you could go to college, completely fail. You could still be more successful than somebody that fully graduated with the best grades if you have better connections. If you have better connections through LinkedIn, just whatever, through knowing people and stuff, you'll do better dropping out at your last year than somebody that like fully graduated and has like the best grades and stuff. That is literally the way to make it right now. If you do not have connections, you are cooked, bro. Which kind of sucks for somebody that does, like, if you don't really like communicating with and shit, and like being in I don't know, I guess orgs and stuff, and that's tough. I mean, that was low-key me. I didn't really like being in orgs and stuff, you know. I didn't feel like doing that in college, but this worked out, so I'm good. But yeah, let's see this video.
It is often said that knowledge is power, and power is something that entices most young men. For decades, college and university
and all the internships are taken up too. And y'all, I know what's really up, dude. When I have kids, I said when I have kids, what the when people are hitting me up and are saying like, yo, I'm in college, bro, can I work under you, Tommy, as a TikTok editor or some shit? Dude, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, I don't got no internships open, all right? I got Caleb that's working with me. That's it. I don't got no person, like, I can't give you no guaranteed job. I don't have the money for that. That's how I know it's cooked, bro. I've literally had people hit me up that said, dude, I'm in college, like, can I just work under you or learn some shit? I have no knowledge to give you, bro, all right? You know, I mixed hard work in, and there's a lot of luck that comes into this too, and I'm here where I am, all right? I'm not a professor. I'm not Mr. Beast or something.
University was one of the best ways to gain more knowledge, thus increasing one's influence, power, and impact on the world. So if that's the case, then why aren't young men deciding to go to college anymore? Nearly 60% of all college students today are women. U.S. colleges and universities.
That's insane. So it's more women? I thought it was like tied. Damn. Fellas, is we failing? Now, I literally think this trend, the answer is just like women weren't able to go to college in the past. I think socially women will benefit more from college than men. Hey guys, Tom NFG here. Did you know only half of you guys are subscribed and even less of you guys have noties on? I hate to be a burden, but you know, I really appreciate it if you hit that sub button and the little bell next to it, you know? It doesn't take long. I know you can get mixed up in the algorithm and everything. But yeah, also tune into the streams, you know? We have a lot of fun over there, I'm telling you. We have a lot of parties going on over there. Yeah, that's it, bye. Damn.
Universities have lost about 1.5 million students in the past several years, GPA. And men accounted for 71% of that loss. In this video, I want to explore the largest reasons behind the decline in college enrollment, why men specifically are seeing less and less value in a degree, and how I think all of this is tied to the recent US election results. Since the beginning of the written language, information has only been reserved for the most educated or the most wealthy. If you wanted access to more of the resources that increased your wealth, status, and knowledge, you either had to be born into an aristocratic family or work hard in several different...
Y'all know what's insane to me, bro? My American mind can't comprehend that. There's literally countries where you have to pay for school, bro. Like, we're really privileged out here. Dude, you go to school in America, you gotta bus that picks you up if you have no transportation to take you. Granted, you might have to wake up at a shitty time, but better than not going to school at all. And like, you still get an education, like guaranteed, for free. Even if it's absolutely dog shit, at least you're getting a little bit of something and learning some knowledge. There's countries where like, you have to pay for the education. Like, no matter what. Like, you're not going to school if you don't pay for the education. College is free in some countries, of course, yeah. Like, there's other countries that are developed and stuff. I think like Finland and Sweden offer it for free. I don't know, some of those countries, you know, but yeah, but there's also a lot of countries that just don't offer school. Like, you have to pay for school.
A study to prove you were competent enough to acquire a high-paying job. Eventually, as populations grew into the millions, the importance of establishing public education.
Was that a spanking? Yo, I'm so glad I didn't grow up in this era of school. Because best believe, if my teacher was like, I need to spank your buttocks for you acting up in class, I'd be like, what? I would get kicked out of school. Yeah, I know what's crazy too? In a lot of schools in the US, it's not even illegal for a teacher to technically like punish you or something. Where is this Lemmy in? Yeah, you're cooked, bro. Y'all are such freaks nowadays, bro. Some of y'all would probably want this in school, bro.
Education became a focal point of developing nations, and this led to the modern-day education system. The purpose of this system is now well known. By giving people more access to information that was previously only reserved for the few, a nation could train more of their society to be competent workers, thus making the average person more wealthy and contributing to the growth of that nation's economy as well. The modern-day education system has been around for a while now, and for a long time...
Y'all know the crazy thing too, bro? The thing I hate about school and the education system specifically, at least in America, it's crazy how nothing has changed in the past 50 years. We learn the same way. You come into the class, it's a lecture, you write down notes or some shit, you take a test, it's not much different. And it's clear to me that the education system in America doesn't work. And in other countries, they change it up. Like, they've changed it from the past, because like, obviously you need to change the way people learn, because it's obviously going to change over time, especially with AI coming in and shit and a bunch of this different technology. And it's like, it's the same way to learn. You do a pop quiz or a test or whatever. It's always been like that though. That's not a good thing. It's not like this in every country too. Like, I'm pretty sure in different countries, like I think in Asian countries, they teach in a different way too. It's not the same way. It's like the US just stays with the same system for some reason. I have no clue why. And like, you leave school, bro, and you forget about all the knowledge, all the knowledge you learn, bro. I'm not even joking when I tell y'all I don't remember a single thing I learned from high school. I can remember things from college. I can't remember a lot of things from high school.
Most companies would look at a college degree as a sign that a worker is better suited to succeed at their company and make them money, which is reflected in how much more money college degree holders are making in 2024. But even though you are technically almost guaranteed to make more money with a degree, what has changed in the past decade or two is the benefit to cost ratio and the importance of a degree to employers. You see, once work shifted primarily from physical labor to knowledge-based work, aka work that requires you to think for a living.
And now it's funny, now we have too many knowledgeable people that like know how to do knowledgeable shit, and we have less like physical workers. Which is why like physical workers and mechanics and stuff get paid a bag nowadays, dude. Somebody that goes to a trade school will, on average, I would say most likely, I'm gonna say, would most likely get paid more than somebody that did 4 years in a university, I would say nowadays, because you can use it for mechanic, plumbing, bro. You know how much they be charging, bro? They be charged like 16 an hour and shit. And it's like, what are you gonna do, bro? You're not gonna do the job. You don't know how to do the job. They learned it.
Using decision-making, problem-solving, and analysis, universities became the main source of providing more of these workers to these newly evolved companies. With more and more companies requiring a university-based education, this skyrocketed the amount of young people going to college, thus causing what has been coined degree inflation. It's basically what happened when many jobs, which previously never needed degrees, started requiring them. In theory, this was supposed to help companies.
Hey, y'all, I'm sorry, bro. This is why sometimes you just can't listen to the older generation and stuff like this, because they won't even know about degree inflation. Because let's say, I don't know, your parents, your grandparents, they went to school 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever, 90s and stuff. Back then, bro, yeah, you was him, bro, when you got the degree. Dude, you got that degree, bro, and you was good, bro. Like, okay, I understand your parents recommending you to do it, because a lot of times, bro, niggas be bullshitting and they have nothing else to do other than it. But like, certain parents that really pressure on their kids and their kids want to do something else is so crazy to me. Like, bro, to me, honestly, bro, I was definitely one of those kids where I felt like I had to do school, because if I didn't do school, bro, my parents was going to be on my ass. And I had aspirations to do different shit, but I really started doing YouTube and stuff at the end of my community college, my second year. And after that, you know, since it went off, I didn't transfer to university so I could focus on this. But at that moment, bro, I was just in school, bro, and I didn't know what I was about to do. I was like, I guess I'm gonna do IT or something. I don't know, to make some bread. It's funny how they look down on garbage men with the bag they be making. No, that's what I'm saying, bro. They don't be realizing, bro, garbage men be making like 60 bands to 80 bands. They be making bread because nobody wants to do those jobs. If nobody wants to do a job, the people that step up and do the jobs, they're gonna get paid more, because like, we're gonna have to have people take the garbage.
Companies, due to them having more employees with college degrees.
They be making like almost 100K here in New York City. You could live good in New York City, even though like New York is expensive as shit. Like, you could live good with a 100K salary.
That is associated with more competent workers. But college wasn't really preparing people for real-world applications, and in many cases, it still doesn't. By 2019, 87% of companies worldwide reported that they either already had skill gaps in their workforce or expected to experience them within a few years. In the same year, only 27% of small companies and 29% of large companies believed they had the right talent for digital transformation. And the future employees themselves—
okay, how would they know though? If anything, the younger generation is way more equipped with tech. So like, I'm confused.
Weren't happy with how college was preparing them either. In 2015, a UK study found that 92% of students wanted work experience opportunities to be a part of their university degree, but less than half had access to them. And by this point, due to how high the supply was in the job market for people with four-year degrees, people weren't guaranteed the same amount of opportunities to get a job right out of college as people were in the 80s or 90s. In 2022, almost 40% of recent college grads were underemployed in the United States, and this was after most grads—
is that not insane, bro? And it's crazy too, when you get a degree, a lot of people get a degree and they don't even end up working in the field they get a degree for. Like, they end up having to settle with, I don't know, whatever's available. Nowadays, work calls for years of experience just for entry level. Shit is crazy because you can't even work even with a degree. It's a long loop of disappointment. That's what I'm saying, bro. You want to get experience as your first time going out there. They say it's an entry job, but an entry job will be like, they'll ask you for experience still, which is like, what the f?
So had a significant financial investment in their studies. Now, not only are you competing with the best of degree holders in the job market, but you're also paying an exorbitant amount of money more to get that degree. Since the 1980s, the cost of college has risen by nearly 200%, while the average earnings for those—
200% in 40 years. And you telling me that shit is not a scam? Y'all, listen. If a college was $20K a year in the 80s, it's $60,000 now. That is literally 200%. So ridiculous, bro.
Those aged 22 to 27 haven't even come close to rising at the same rate.
Y'all know the worst thing too about this? Bro, these colleges be getting funded by the government. My nigga, why do you need this money if you get funded from the government, bro? Why do you need all this money? I heard this story of I don't know, I think today or something, like Trump revoked Columbia University. He revoked like $400 million for some political reason, but like they got $400 million in funding from the government. Let me see how much Columbia University is a year to pay for. Okay, this is actually cheaper than I thought, to be honest. $13,000, but that's after aid. Okay, students come from families with annual income less than $150 are able to attend Columbia tuition free. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. At least they do that. So much cheaper. That's not bad, but there's a lot of colleges that still charge like a good amount, even after like getting money from the government. At least it ain't like NYU, the arch rival of Columbia. Shit's expensive, costs $100K without aid. You're gonna have $400,000 worth of debt when you graduate. Yeah, that's so cooked, bro.
Can't discuss the value of a college education today without also considering how the ways in which we acquire information has changed since the 1980s. With the dawn of the digital age, having access to any and every book, language, and other resources at one's fingertips, the ability to acquire highly specialized, real-world knowledge grew exponentially. Knowledge was no longer reserved for the ultra-wealthy before public education, or even only for those who went through the typical path of formal education when that became the most popular. If you wanted to learn something that the market deemed to be valuable—
I feel like that's when they really switched college, when they started changing it from like, you know, let's say only rich people could access it or whatever, or certain classes of people. When they started allowing it to the public, they definitely saw like, so this is definitely about to be more useless because more people are about to get degrees. Let's go ahead and up the price. That had to be what they done.
And make money to provide for yourself and those around you, you could do it with just your phone and an internet connection. The companies hiring the workers taking advantage of the digital age began to notice this trend as well, and this spawned what is now referred to as the degree resets that we are currently in. The degree reset is a term coined by the Burning Glass Institute that is used to describe employers' shift away from acquiring a four-year degree within their hiring process. A recent study found that 45% of employers have already removed the college degree requirement for certain roles, and 72% prioritize candidates' skills and experience over degrees. Another report by the Burning Glass Institute themselves found that 46% of middle skill and 31% of high skill jobs had experienced degree resets between 2017 and 2019. The trend is now clear. We no longer live in a college-driven labor market. We live in a skills-driven labor market. That is what is making a degree less valuable. And
nowadays with information online and stuff, you could really learn like a lot of stuff online. Like the stuff I learned when I was in college, a lot of that stuff I was like, damn, I could really just figure this out online. But I understand why college is necessary, because like, let's say, I don't know, I want to get a certain degree, I would never specifically search that out, or I don't know where I would start. Would you be good with a comp sci degree in 2025? Oh, I hate to break it to you. I hate to break it to you, bro. It's not gonna work out, man. Any STEM degree nowadays is pretty much useless. I'm not gonna lie. Like a lot of the STEM degrees, like the jobs are already taken. It blew up in 2020 because of COVID and stuff, and everybody was getting computer jobs. But nowadays, bro, you'll be lucky if you find a job like that.
Only imagine that statistic of college degree holders earning more than those without a degree is only going to be.
Also, I hate the fact that colleges force you to take a liberal arts course or some shit just like for credits. No, that's what I'm saying, bro. I feel like colleges, if they made it cheaper and they made you take only classes that you needed to take for the degree, it would be so much better. Why is it required for me in this thing or whatever to learn this certain type of math when it has nothing to do with the degree? Even for me with my college experience, I only honestly started taking the classes that actually related to my degree the second year. The first year was just bullshit. I took maybe 1 or 2 classes that was similar to what I was supposed to learn. The rest was just history, math and shit, basic math, not even like something that could help me with my IT degree, like a certain type of just bullshit, bro. Yeah, the good thing about me, bro, is like, y'all, let's say right now for me, for example, everything's gone. I'm a ghost online, or my shit's gets taken out. I'm Celtic shat, dude, I'm cooked. I can say at least for me, if I showed them what I've done or whatever, any employer, let's say an employer, I guess, if I showed them the experience of what I've done and the platform I built, I guarantee off rip, they gave me a job for like 300K. Any established brand, they would make me like a social media manager or editor or something like that. Like I could get that if I wanted to, just off my experience in my building, because I could say I have that. Compared to like a person that's just graduating off with a degree, they would most likely probably pick me more on average, I would say.
Become more obsolete in the future. So everything I presented so far helps to explain why college enrollment has been dropping steadily for both genders, and I needed to present these things because they apply just as much to both genders. But none of these reasons explain why men specifically are enrolling in college so much less than women. And on top of that, when men do enroll, they aren't finishing their 4 years of college as often as women either. What is it about college that is so unattractive to young men right now? Well, I think it has everything.
I think it's really just the debt. Back then, dude, let's say you were like, I don't know, some kid, 5K a year? Okay. I'll pay it off eventually. Like 20K total for 4 years. Nowadays, bro, it's like, damn, I'm gonna end up $200,000 in debt with interest.
Thing to do with our current masculinity crisis and the culture surrounding college campuses. For several hundred years, the biggest advocates for college were some of the most powerful men in the world. George Washington once said, "The best means of forming a manly, virtuous, and happy people will be found in the right education of youth. Without this foundation, every other means, in my opinion, must fail." But now when...
I mean, that's true. You still do need a strong education foundation.
Men look around their classrooms, how they're being taught, and who is teaching them, it all signals much more femininity than masculinity. There's a sociology term called white flight.
I've never heard of that.
That I first discovered when I came across this article about why male college enrollment is dropping that I will be referencing for the remainder of this video. White flight is a term that describes how white people move out of neighborhoods when more people of color move in, and when minority
it's actually true.
populations become the majority, it usually follows that neighborhood decreases in value. From this term, another similar one spawned out of it, male flight. Male flight describes the phenomenon in which men start leaving a profession, group, hobby, or industry when it reaches a certain percentage of women.
Shit, bro, that's not a problem with me. More women? More of the hus? Oh yeah, no. Yo, y'all can step aside, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
And the tipping point appears to be when women reach 60% of that profession or industry. Let's take veterinary school, for example.
Okay.
In 1960...
Actually, I can kind of see that, but that's like, okay, like for nursing is like, if you're a male nurse, bro, some people might be like, damn, bro, like this job is mostly for women and stuff, even though it wasn't meant to be like that. But women, you could say the same thing too, I feel like. Like, there's not a lot of female mechanics, for example, because it's a majority male-dominated, job. So I feel like you could say that for both genders. I wouldn't say that about college. Even when I've been to colleges and stuff, I see a lot of men. Like, I don't ever be like, damn, like so many women. Ugh, I don't want to be here. Like, I don't know. I'm not a misogynistic, y'all. I love women. All right.
Almost all veterinary...
It's better for me, bro, if there's more women there. You know what I'm saying?
Students were male at 89%. By 1987, male enrollment was equal to female at 50%. And by 2009, male enrollment in veterinary schools had plummeted to just 22.4%. As soon as women start to dominate a certain industry, that industry is seen as more feminine, not even because of the nature of the industry itself, but because of who occupies that industry the most. Now, there's definitely some arguments to be made about whether this would always be the case. For example, if we were to take like construction workers and 70%.
Okay, that could be more of a, construction could be more of our natural bodies because men are naturally stronger. So there wouldn't be a lot of women in that anyways.
Of construction workers became women, would we then view construction as a feminine thing? Not sure about that, but the point remains that this is what happened to college. For every 1% increase in the proportion of women in the student body, 1.7 fewer men applied. In fact, one more woman applying was an even greater deterrent than $1,000 in extra tuition. Add that on top of the
some of these niggas is tripping then. If they literally came to me, they're like, yo, your college is completely for free and it's 80% women there? Hell yeah, bro.
The fact that a long time ago, the profession of teaching as a whole became quite female dominated, and it's no wonder why young men view the college experience as an antagonist to their—
This also depends too on what the subject is though. Male history teachers, yo, they is usually the best, I'm not gonna lie. Like, okay, gym, most of the time, is usually like a male teacher, I feel like. Math has been pretty split for me. English, I feel like I see more women in English. More teachers were female that taught me growing up. Science, actually, yeah, I would say science is more men.
Masculine.
So it just really depends on what the subject is. Even then, I could see more women being in teaching just because like a lot of times women are better at teaching. Of course, you know, you got bullshitters, this and that. I'm trying to think. The best teacher I ever had though, it was a male teacher. It was my 10th grade history teacher. That nigga was a goat.
A Quora answer by user Chris Bren provides further explanation. Because the concept of school is feminine. In Spanish, school is escuela, ending in a,
okay,
which
nigga, shut your ass up.
Which is a feminine. Think about what you do at school. You sit down, you accept that you don't know shit, and you accept that your teacher is right and you have to shut up and listen. Obedience is what school requires, which is a feminine trait. What is masculine is standing up in the classroom and saying, fuck this shit, I'm gonna do it my way. You're wrong. I'm right. I'm not gonna listen to you. That is a very
of course it's on Quora.
Masculine thing to do, and that's why men who are on average more masculine essentially do that. There's definitely a bit of truth to that statement, but really this issue is less about the nature of education.
But like they're teaching you things you don't know. It's not like you can't question the teacher or ask them like, yo, like where did you get this from or whatever, or where did you get that from? And even if you don't believe it, you could do your own research, like on your own, and then you just don't have to believe them. Do they alter history books? Yeah, that happens all the time. I mean, shit, the U.S. history is known for altering the history of slavery, bro. Like the amount of shit I learned growing up in school about slavery and then the things I learned after of my own research online is so crazy, bro. It's so crazy how much stuff they don't include. Like the fact that they were feeding babies to crocodiles and shit. Like certain tactics they use, psychological warfare tactics, they don't teach you that in school. If you want to, you just learn on your own.
Itself, and much more to do with the lack of positive role models in higher education. You see, curriculums in school are not meant to empower men to embrace their masculine features. More often than not, they teach men about the more gruesome sides of masculinity that history highlights more than the positives. Just like that Quora comment said, a lot of the college experience teaches men to not speak up, to be obedient, and to not do the things that are associated with traditional masculinity. College as a whole is a very progressive—
But then again, that's why you also got trade school too. So if you want to take that more masculine route, like you just do trade school.
Place. It's all about changing the traditional narrative.
But then again, okay, this video is about why men aren't going to college, so
on things and embracing individualism. And this has led to a massive overtaking of those who lean to the left side of the political spectrum as the ones enrolling in college. And what is severely lacking from most leaders on the left side? Anything in regards to traditional positive masculinity. Unlike heavy right-leaning conservative people, which many of you still think I am, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that women having access to education and more opportunities in the workforce—
That's why I can't talk politics. People are always gonna assume something about you.
—is a bad thing.
They're always gonna assume something about you.
They should have the opportunity to access higher education, get degrees, and get a high-paying job if they want.
Kind of true. The right appeals more to men more. I mean, yeah, that's true, dude. That was literally the main reason why the Democrats lost the election or whatever, because they never appealed to men.
They should be able to break some of the traditional feminine norms and not have to be a stay-at-home wife just to live and be more independent. if they want to be. But the problem with the uprise in female empowerment in the past couple decades is that it has coincided with the demonization of masculinity in left-leaning spaces. For years now, while women have been told they can do anything men can, that they are powerful and that they are loved, men have been being told that they are too assertive.
What is this clip? I love this clip. This dude's just getting dirt thrown on him, bro, with his eyes closed in a black room.
Are misogynistic creeps. They are no longer needed, and they are dispensable objects. And there's a complete lack of empathy from the left about male issues that affect all of us. Absolutely no type of reform is being enacted by left-leaning places like college to teach men how to hone their positive masculinity, like courage, strength, providing for and helping others, having a strong purpose, and
that's exactly why niggas like Andrew Tate can make it come up and shit.
Standing up for what they believe in. That would ironically lead to a lessening of all the things they dislike about men. Instead, the general sentiment has been one of, there is something wrong with you. These positive masculine role models are not completely missing from the world. They do exist, although finding ones that are uplifting men without putting down women are very far and few in between. But the problem is,
who's like a good like masculine male role model that's like not crazy, like not like an Andrew Tate or something? You, bro? LeBron? I could see that. Michael B. Jordan. That'll be interesting. I feel like I can't name somebody like that. I don't know why. The Rock. Maybe The Rock, actually. But then again, The Rock is like getting into drama a lot and stuff, so I don't know if people like him as much.
Is most of these types of male role models only reside on the right-leaning side of the political spectrum. This is why so many Gen Z males are now Republican, and this, I believe, is a massive reason why Trump won this year's election. Almost all the men that young men are now looking up to in the media that are making men feel good about being
what the f is this sign?
Strong men.
Why did they put flowers?
Endorsed Donald Trump. So if the left and college want young men back, or at the very least...
You know what they need? They need an Obama again. Obama was him, bro. Everybody loved him, bro. You got rednecks to vote for him, bro.
Want a lot of young men to stop having such distasteful emotions and energy towards women and people on the left-leaning side of politics. They don't need to.
I also think it doesn't help, bro, that like every time you go on Twitter, bro, like, dude, I'm not even joking, bro. I literally will just try to block these tweets, but I'll literally just go on Twitter and just be like a girl saying,
I just hate all men.
And they just have 200K likes. I'm like, I don't see that for men. Okay, obviously there's extreme sides like Andrew Tate and shit that say it all the time. But like the amount of times I'll just see a girl shitting on a man on Twitter is so crazy. Just like normal. A dude's seen that, bro. You're like a normal dude that's like, you know, nice. You're like, damn, what the f? And then slowly, bro, you start to listen to Andrew Tate, taking what he says, become his glazer, and then you end up all the way on that side. That's how it ends up happening a lot of times. And with these women, bro, it's like, it's a buildup too of what they've learned about men in the past that have done really shitty things in history. Even though men nowadays have nothing to do with that. I understand them being mad at things like that. But it's like, you're not really gonna solve anything by just saying, I hate all men. And then, like with men, you will never solve anything by saying, I hate all women. Like, what the f is that gonna do?
Just teach more real world skills and make college more affordable. That applies to both genders.
Where it's just a pit
it's
of fire.
Really about reminding
Facts.
them why their positive masculinity is such a huge force for good in this world. It's about telling men that there is nothing wrong with them for being a man. It's about establishing more positive representations of masculinity in the media and giving men the space to open up about their issues and resolve them in a way that is in alignment with what makes men specifically.
Now, the up thing I will say, bro, I've seen these Twitter women do. If this doesn't apply to him, I'm not talking about all women. Niggas always want to act sped and shit. I'm gonna post this on YouTube. Like the specific crazy woman, bro, I've literally seen a dude say, oh, I'm depressed, this and that, and they'd be like, anyways. What? Like, what the fuck? Bro, there's this one tweet I saw this happen like a couple weeks ago, but there was this dude that said, I had like 100K likes. He was like, oh, my abusive rapist ex died. So his girlfriend was that. Women were like quote retweeting and saying like, oh, I know she was right. What, bro? Honestly, so insane, bro. Like, these niggas need to touch grass.
Heal. And more often than not, I think that is making them feel competent and useful and letting them know that they're actually worth something. Right now, college is not allowing men to feel like they can achieve these things in college. And until something changes, I think this trend is going to continue. As for what type of masculinity we should be promoting, I think it does involve a lot of the traits that we typically associate with traditional masculinity, but I think we can improve upon traditional masculinity and make it better. If you're a young guy who's confused about their masculinity,
I think the thing that helped me was going to the gym. I'm glad like the gym culture is a thing now for dudes. It shows, bro, at least for me, because growing up, bro, I used to think like, damn, bro, the gym, this is so confusing, getting muscles, this and that. But like I see a bunch of like cool ass niggas on TikTok or YouTube or whatever making gym culture a cool thing. I saw that, bro, and like, dude, when I was big and shit, I was just insecure as shit. And bro, I probably would have been one of these weird incels dudes if I didn't start going to the gym or something. But like when I started going to the gym like 4 or 5 years ago, I was like, damn, this is a bunch of cool ass niggas. They post like positive content about the gym, this and that, and I'm cool now. That's why I can filter out a lot of the bullshit, I feel like.
Or you're just a woman who's trying to understand men's struggles a bit better, then check out this video where I try to explain to you.
Hey, that was an interesting video. I like that. But yeah, what do we take from this, y'all? Let me just say, go with what your heart desires. All right. If you think college is for you, then do it. If you don't think it's for you, don't do it, or just wait some time and then figure out if you want to do it, because it's not going to go anywhere, nigga. You're going to be 90, bro, in college is still going to be there. Don't let anybody pressure you. Yeah, if you're watching the tube, make sure to join the Discord and watch the streams.
Subscribe to Tommy NFG.